Alrighty. Second station isn't going to build itself. Let's get going. A bit later than normal, but oh well. Actually, a lot later than normal. Probably should have started an hour ago. Anyway, last time we got started on the second station. This time, for at least the first part, it's going to be running around making sure nothing catches on fire while we wait for the freighter to make runs. Because it has to haul quite a bit of materials to build said second station. Hopefully that'll be enough. I mean, hopefully that'll finish this stream, but quite a few freighter runs. And we still haven't ordered all of them. We need to order some more. Anyway. Hurry up, loading screen. I don't remember what all was happening, other than the freighter runs were all set up. Most of them. We probably, well, there's some stuff we don't have produced yet. So that'll have to be produced before we can use it, obviously, but hopefully it should happen before we need it. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we are aboard Wheelbarrow. And there's our new station ahead of us, which is still, as of yet, unnamed. I should probably think of a name for that thing. There is the wrench in the gears, or what could very quickly become a wrench in the gears if they decide to come this way. Hopefully we don't have that problem. Thankfully, we will be able to range around a little bit, because we do have the ability to teleport up to 3 systems now. So I guess we could probably go as far as over here somewhere. I don't have anywhere over here to teleport to test that, though. I suppose I could probably send a rapier over there. Actually, this rapier should probably go repair. So we'll order him to dock and wait at the wharf, and then later we can deal with him. There's a few small fighters in here. Nothing major. Oh. There comes a big group of something. Fighter-sized stuff isn't a problem. We can deal with lots of that. Speaking of things that aren't a problem. This thing looks like it's in good shape. And how are things going at the first steps? We're low on ore and silicon. We should probably buy more large miners. I would rather not if I didn't have to, but we're producing materials. Oh. Okay. We're definitely... I should set these all up with limits instead of setting them up with trade restrictions. The problem with setting them with limits is that then I need to use what do I call it? I can't have my freighters automatically collect from there and haul to a station. I wish I could set limits for me and limits for... was I upside down? I think I was upside down. Yeah, okay. I was upside down. that explains why the station was a bit weird. Not that it really is a big deal, because the only part of the station that actually is directional in any way is the docking pads. And really there is no upside down in space, except by convention. Although humans being humans, there has to be some kind of convention for up and down. Otherwise it would just get confusing. Oh. Well, I should go find something to shoot that isn't these guys. Actually, we can maybe shoot them a little bit when they inevitably come through the gate. See, the station's coming along fairly well. It's gonna take time. Forgot to check. What do we have in stock at the build storage? Should probably check that. The answer is not enough. We need silicon carbide right now. And this isn't really clear on what things are arriving in what order, so I'm not sure if silicon carbide's arriving soon or not for a while.
M. Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Okay, this M is not going to have a good day. Even without me here. He wouldn't be able to deal with the laser towers very effectively. That's a lot of loot. From one ship. Okay.
P.
Won't complain about more loot. Bonk. I think we just barely missed him. Okay, let's see.
N.
Okay. Nobody else around? Guess not. Laser towers are too efficient.
Jump gate. Rise defiance.
Not that I mind, of course, but... let's go. There's a little bit of loot out here somewhere. I can see it on my radar. Okay, and there's probably some more over here by this rack. Yeah, there it is. Let's collect all this stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. I need to butter up a pirate group of some kind. Try to get them to appreciate me enough that they're willing to buy some of my stuff that I don't want. Like the security decryption stuff and the various other hacking pieces, because I really don't see myself doing any station hacking. Oh. That's just not the kind of thing I'm interested in. Wow. Are you guys just gonna sit around the gate forever, or are you gonna come through sometime? The Ks are still sitting over there. I am okay with 0 Ks.
M.
That M's not gonna last long enough for me to get back there. Okay.
M.
Everybody's here. I guess they finally decided it was time to come visit. Alright, come on. Hurry up and blow up. I would appreciate you blowing up now. Please. Okay, there we go. The laser towers have probably taken care of most of the rest of them. There's still a few around. Come on, guys. Stop running away. You're here to give me loot. And yes, that is really the only reason. Oh, don't you think a lot of yourself? You're a dinky little fighter. You're not equipped to take on my medium ship. Well, let's completely ignore the fact that I take on medium ships with fighters all the time. Okay, there's quite a bit of loot here. Maybe I should teleport over to the... Nah, it's not worth teleporting over to the Swan Song to get this. There's some AGI part, not their just heuristics model, it's something else that I need more of. Don't remember what it's called though.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, you, buddy, are too close to my build storage for comfort. I don't like it when you're near my build storage. It tends to make me concerned. Okay. There's the loot. Oh, there's a whole bunch of exciting loot around here. Well, we'll just suck all that up. And we probably check the map to make sure there's no Ks headed our way. Because knowing my luck, there probably are several. And I really don't feel like defending the station right now if I don't have to. That's just annoying. Okay, the Cades are staying put. Meanwhile, how am I doing on loot collection? A little bit down here.
Container.
Also, there's a few Xenon down there.
Thanks for your help.
I should probably go deal with them as well. Let that split dude get a rest.
P.
Okay. Here you go, boom. On the next pass, maybe? Here you go, boom. Yes, okay, here you go, boom. Collect his delicious loots.
N.
And onward to the next one. Okay. There's some loot over there. There it is. Can sometimes be a little hard to tell exactly where things are
N.
on the radar. Whether they're above or below you, for example. Okay.
M.
Let's go take out this M so I don't have to listen to the split keep talking about what he's doing. It looks like the M is pretty doomed, but no reason reason not to lend my help.
M.
Collect the loot. And let's go down and get the next one.
M.
Boom. All sorts of delicious loot around here. Wow, they do just trickle through like one at a time, don't they?
Thank you.
That is not a very smart idea, I'm going to say. Because that way it gives the laser towers an optimum shot at stopping them. Because they can all focus fire on the same target, or at least everybody in range can. Okay.
M.
Engage a little bit of loot stock here. Oh, we'll blow this guy up first. Now we can engage a bit of loot stock. Oh, there's some more loot over there. I probably at this point should just go sit in the swan song and hold down the O key. That's boring.
Docking aborted.
All right. Go park over here. Cut the engines and have a look at the Empire. All right. Have we received a shipment yet? I'm going to go with probably not. Okay. Well, the Okinawa just arrived. So we are clearly going to receive one soon. Can I teleport to this rapier? No. Okay. I suspect I could probably teleport to here, but this is like one too far. Let's see, 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 4 jumps away. Wonder if I could. Do I have anybody down here? Don't think I. Oh yeah, I do here. Okay. Anybody in Holy Vision or? Let's see. Thought I had one that was somewhere on the ring. Let's see, how many jumps away are we from the ring? 1, 2, 3 jumps from the ring. I've been told I should probably go ahead and research the next level, which I think is for 5 jumps. Yeah, how much is this going to cost me? 300 advanced electronics, 7,000 energy cells. We already have the Nvidium in stock. 750 plasma conductors. None of this seems that expensive, except the 300 advanced electronics, which are kind of a pain to collect. The HQ account's going to need to be buffed up for that.
If you could, please gather the required materials.
Let's give him a couple million. Hopefully that's enough. Anyway, somebody told me that every system on the ring counts as 1 jump away, which I don't really believe, but it'd be interesting to confirm it. These 2 stations are still shooting each other. Oh, for the day when I have multiple destroyers and long enough teleportation range that I could safely leave the area. to go deal with the problem.
P.
Speaking of problems,
Thanks for your help.
you, sir, I'm not sure what you think you're doing, but whatever it is, you thought wrong. This thing handles really well now that I've upgraded it. It handles a lot like a fighter. Although it's a bit sluggish on the acceleration compared to a fighter. A little bit of thruster helps a lot on that. Which actually, ironically, the Terran engines having really good thruster performance makes this probably the only ship I'd ever put Terran engines on. Because with a fighter, thruster performance isn't a big deal. You can just
Thanks for your help.
wait a few seconds and your shields are regened. A medium ship, it's a bit different. So actually having a medium ship, which is a bit sluggish, and you're always wanting to tap the thruster to get yourself boosted after a turn. Terran engines might actually be okay for that. They're still horribly slow, but this ship has enough fast enough base speed that when fully upgraded, they can kind of work. And I never thought I'd ever say that there's anything good about Terran engines, but there's a very small thing good with Terran engines. I'd rather fly a really fast fighter, though, to be honest. Sure, it's got less firepower, but we're taking out... The thing is, a medium ship like this, you can take down a K if it's got big enough guns, where this thing does not have big enough guns.
S.
Well, that is assumed. Give me all your loots, please. Anyway, this thing does not have big enough guns because the Terran guns don't have the firepower that, say, a plasma would have. And it only mounts 4 instead of 6 like the Dragon Raider would. But anyway, that's beside the point. Assuming you somehow mount big enough guns or like have heavy rocket launchers or something like that on here, you can deal with the K pretty effectively. Whereas
Docking aboard. P.
pretty much no fighter is going to have the firepower to single-handedly deal with a K. There might be some, but they're going to have to be missile boats or something like that instead of... And they're not going to be able to use a normal set of guns to do it. Actually, theoretically, the firepower in this is just enough to take out a K. It just would be so incredibly frustrating to try to do because the recharge rate is almost as good as the damage. Not quite, but almost. So you end up having to sit there and shooting for like an agent a day. Very carefully. Not ever missing any of your shots or ever not shooting as soon as your guns are cooled down, or preferably never overheating your guns completely, and
Thank you.
basically you have to be perfect. But then it would take a year as well. I'm not sure how long it'd actually take. It certainly feels like it'd take a year. In any case, it's not a reasonable option. But I suppose if you put like a couple missile launchers on this thing and use those to take the shields down. I'm not sure what the missile capacity is on this ship, actually. Let's go over here, killer engines, and have a look at the encyclopedia for a second. Ships. Combat ships. Fighters and supports. We need to find the Katana. Okay, weapons 4, turrets 2, 40 missiles. Okay, you could definitely carry enough missiles to take down a K's shields easily. Because the previous ship I had carried 26, and that was just enough to do it. There was like 1 or 2 missiles left over, I think it was. So with 40 missiles, carry heavy dumbfire Mark IIs, you could easily flatten a K's shields. And once the shield generators are gone, then it's just a matter of using whatever other guns you have to shoot it until it's dead. It's not going to be regenerating shields at that point. So, yeah. Especially if you had upgraded guns, you could maybe do it without using missiles. So it is sort of a reasonable option to pick a medium so that you can deal with large ships. Also, just because I'm most interested in destroying K's as large ships doesn't mean that that's the only large ship you're ever likely to get in combat with. And if I remember correctly, Family Newt. Okay.
Container.
Let's go ahead and suck this up. I should probably go deal with that K. Question is,
Docking granted.
do I want to take the destroyer? Or do I want to go medium it up?
Docking
And
aborted.
the answer is I kind of want to medium up because that sounds more fun. Okay, where is this thing? There it is.
Jump gate. Family. Zip.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, so we're going to have a left turn as we come out the gate. And then straight after the left turn, it'll be straight ahead. Yeah, I think that's right. Well, the K will be a little bit more to the left, but it'll be in that system. So left turn out of here. Okay, and here we are.
Entering system.
Left
Family.
turn,
Zip.
there's the gate. We're looking for Family Newt. So right through here.
Jump gate. Family. Newt.
Yep, that's our gate. It'd be kind of funny, but annoying, if they preserved your orientation going through a gate.
Entering system. Family. Newt.
Because then you could get into fun situations where you do things like come out upside down. Which, no big deal, but you fly through gates backwards. All kinds of weird and exciting
Okay.
things. Okay, supposedly this thing is going multiple times its fastest speed in reverse. I have my doubts. Alright, no fighters. It's just your standard unescorted K who is too brave for his own good. So, straight up the back. Okay. It helps if you hit the right targeting key. Let's get rid of both of those quickly. Let's go ahead and take out the shield, because why not? There's no real reason not to.
Danger.
Alright. This is going to be loud for a little bit. Oh yeah, side turrets. Go away, please.
Danger.
If we're here, we might as well just take out his shields too.
Danger.
Alright, now. Get rid of the engine. And we overheated the guns.
Danger.
Of course we did. Well, it looks like we have some lovely assistance. I'm going to go ahead and blow the engines up. We're going to clear off the bottom turrets while we're here. Because
Explosion imminent.
I have to say, I don't appreciate... Here, actually... Yeah. This is letting the shields on the other side recharge, but I don't really care that much. Less guns is better when we have allies near here. Okay. I think those are the engine shields right here. Cool guns, cool. Okay, there we go. Now we can shoot, get rid of the engine shields. Alright. And let's get rid of the engines themselves. I need to just say you're gonna let my engines, my guns cool down a bit.
Explosion imminent.
Okay, I'm not sure who's exploding, but whoever it is, would you please stop? Because you're not the K. No. Okay, there we go. Now his engines are down, his shields are down. The engine shields, to be clear. Go ahead and get rid of these side guns.
Explosion imminent.
Yeah, he's definitely kicking the butt on some station.
Danger.
Please stop. Okay, the shields for that gun are up here. We might as well clear them off so we don't have to worry about the gun coming back ever. If we can clear off the nose guns here, then he'll stop destroying the station. And the station guns will be able to assist us. Okay, there it goes. Now, under the nose is where the shields for those guns are. Get rid of them quickly. And then shoot the other gun. Cool a little bit. Okay, boom. Now, we just have the last side gun left. And with this, he'll be completely degunned as far as anything larger than a fighter is concerned. And also on that note, let's get rid of his shields up here. Destroying the gun shields is really extra, but I appreciate doing it just in case they have a particularly ambitious repair crew. Okay, now we just have the top front guns left. They're really easy because they have like no shields. See? Really, really easy. Okay, and we destroy the shields for those just in case. Now he should be down to... Oh wait, there's a single medium shield generator left alive over here. That can't be allowed. How dare you. Okay. Go ahead and destroy his primary shields. Because they're down already, I noticed. No reason not to blow them up. Alright, now he should have absolutely no subsystems at all. Yep, no subsystems to target. Okay. So, okay, go boom. Hopefully we get credited with the kill so we get paid.
Explosion imminent.
And now let's get clear so we don't get blown up.
Civilian ship D.
And there he is. What would be a burning Hulk, except for in space, so things can't burn easily. Now, are you people going to pay me for that? They're probably not going to pay me for that. Oh well. Hope springs eternal and all that. Let's see, what are you? Programmable field array. Okay.
Thank you.
Money. Oh yeah, they did pay me for that. Hey, nice.
Thank you.
600,000. And plus 1 rep. We're at 24 rep with them right now, which is nice. Okay, we should be able to teleport back from here. Yes, we can. Okay.
Jaguar.
Well, let's see. There's a bunch of loot there. Let's teleport back to the Swan Song. And then let's order the wheelbarrow to follow us. Come on. Autosave. You're extremely helpful, but I just wish you were
Entering
faster.
System. Family crit.
Somebody needs to sit down with a profiler and figure out why this thing is so slow sometimes. Okay. And we take control of the ship for the sole purpose of using the loot suck. Are we getting any loot suck? I think we're a little too far away. Oh, let's engage the loot suck. Let's fly just a hair bit closer.
Jump gate. Rise to
I think we had to move to like 9 point something away last time before the loot all sucked in. Okay, more stuff is moving. 8.4 better be close enough. Okay, it is. All of the loot. Except these bits. What are they? Ammunition. Which means I should probably stop by a station of some sort and sell the ammunition eventually. How much loot do we have over here? Not very much. Family crit defense platform under attack. Okay. But it's under attack by some piddly little fighters, so it doesn't count. Did one of the caves from up here go somewhere? It looks like there might only be 2 here. It looks like there might be only 2 here. Yeah. Maybe that was what we met down there in Family Newt. At least it didn't come here. Guess that's all that matters. I guess that's all that matters. In the meantime, let's see. We should check on the, well, it looks like we got at least one shipment, because more stuff is being built. What did we receive? Clearly not silicon carbide, or at least not a whole load. Oh, I think that first load was a mix of all three of these things. So, silicon carbide, we got apparently some of it. The next load is going to be a mix of carbide and computronic substrate, I think. I think the next several loads are a mix of these two. Metallic microlattice, I'm not sure when that comes in. Let's check, see what the Okinawa... We can actually look at the Okinawa's orders and just tell from there. A little bit annoying how it works, but... Okay. Current execute trade is to load... Well, currently it's coming to sell energy cells and sell metallic microlattice. Okay, that's good, because we need that the most right now. After that is to pick up computronic substrate and silicon carbide, and then I'll do that a bunch of times. And then finally haul loads of just one or just the other. So okay, so we're getting the metallic microlattice and a bunch of energy cells next. Which, actually, let's look at this again. Yeah. Metallic microlattice, the energy cells, and then I'll just haul the rest of the stuff until... Well, until it runs out. Energy cells... we need so much of them. How are we doing as far as drones? Hasn't made any of them, of course. I should assign a manager. We'll follow tradition and grab somebody from the Swan Songs crew. This is a new game or the same one? This is the second one. So, the Terrafile split. Okay, crew. Congratulations. You can come work aboard this defense platform as a manager. Not sure. Well, you show up as manager eventually. He has 1.5 star management skill. Okay. That's probably more than I need, actually. I mean, I don't know if... I'm not entirely sure what the manager is needed for. I know some of the things he does, but I don't know if some of the things... I don't know if any of the things I need done on a defense platform actually need a manager to have them work or not. But might as well have a manager in every station. You use it for trading and build storage? Yeah. Like, I know if I assign ships, you need a manager to make them work effectively. But I don't know if he's needed to, for example, buy from the locals. Because I know my ships will sell here automatically if I don't have one. But I don't know if AI ships will sell to a station that doesn't have a manager. It doesn't matter. I would assign one anyway, just to reduce the number of missions that are sitting there. Anyway, where is the Okinawa? Oh. It is almost here. With a load of nice stuff. Namely metallic microlattice and energy cells. So that's pretty cool. This is pretty much stuck at where it currently is. As in, we're not going to be building much more for not this trip, but the end of the next trip. Because it needs resources that haven't been delivered yet. But they'll get there soon. And the station is built enough that I'm not worried about a K just insta-killing it. It's working on the 4th piece already. It just doesn't have guns installed in all of them yet. Yeah, see. This is done. I think this is the one it's currently working on. Or maybe this is done and this is the one it's working on. I actually don't know. Where's the wheelbarrow? It should have arrived here by now. There it is. We'll go teleport aboard the wheelbarrow and have a look.
Katana.
Out of my seat, please. Okay, let's go have a look. It is this one. Okay. So apparently I placed one here and oh wait, no. I placed one here because that was the first one it did. And then I placed this one and then I went, screw it, we go around in a circle. Or something like that anyway. I'm not sure what kind of logic to attribute to myself. If I should even attribute any kind of logic. Knowing me, there probably wasn't any. But anyway, they may not have their guns yet, but at least they add to the health of the station and give something for a K to shoot that doesn't cause it to immediately blow up. Oh. Speaking of K's and blowing up. Okay. They're still behaving themselves. I'm tempted. Yeah, let's go down to Tharkus Cascade and drop a few satellites.
Jump gate. Family Zin.
I want a better idea of what's going on in the nearby enemy territory. Keep a better eye on things. Make sure stuff isn't going to shit. I mean, it's going to go to shit anyway, but at least I'll see it happen. Or have a chance to see it happen, I should say. Something like that. That, and I used some satellites already, so I should probably stop and pick more up. Yeah, I used 3 of them. So if I drop a couple more, then I can just stop here on my way back, pick up a few more at the equipment dock. I really should deal with these idiots. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of debugging of the system. Not sure if I should call the CAC bugs or not. I don't know what they look like. Hello, Mendit Man.
Entering system. Family Zin.
I seem to remember there being something about
Queen's
them being
Guard.
insectoid or something. So I guess debugging probably would be a good description. Every single time when I'm heading for an asteroid like that, I go, oh crap, I'm gonna hit it. Oh, maybe I can miss it a little if I steer just right. And then I hit it. My first instinct was right. I could very easily thrust her over there.
Queen's Guard.
Question is, do I want to? I'm playing what you're playing. It's a good game. I love the way the CAC sound. Their weapons and their ships and all that stuff, they just sound cool.
Hive Guard.
Although they really missed a chance to call them bug zappers instead of whatever it is they're called.
Queen's Guard.
That would be a terrible pun. But as I have said before, there's no such thing as a bad pun. There's only a good pun and a great pun. The start is your no buy any ships from anyone but myself playthrough. How are you even going to do that? Are you just going to be stuck with your starter ship until you make enough money to buy a shipyard?
Thanks for your
Because
help.
that sounds really hard.
Thanks for your
Oh,
help.
okay, piracy. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because if you didn't have any starting ship except your starting ship, that would be
Jump gate.
not impossible.
Process cascade.
Just the grind to get the millions you would require would be kind of insane. Something happened and apparently someone blew up half your defense station. Tough to capture with that first elite vanguard. That's another thing.
Thanks for your help.
How would you haul the Marines? Just sail around, try to find a target that doesn't have any crew? I guess that would definitely be a case where it'd be worth making some millions and trying to hire some experienced Marines right off the bat. You can't steal blueprints for ships though, can you? Hello, Pinwheel. Goodbye, Pinwheel.
Danger. Hazard entering system. Process cascade.
Right now you have literally 2 Argon defense stations next to each other, so they have like 180 plus large plasma guns ready to go. Argon plasmas are so good for defense stations. It's a little bit crazy. Okay, let's drop a satellite. No shoot. That's why you're so confused in how it happened. Yeah. I would be a little confused as well because last run I used defense stations armed with Argon plasmas and they never even hardly scratched them. Even when an eye showed up. They just kind of insta-died and that was that.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
Okay, we'll drop one here, I think. My preferred defense station, after the first one or two, which I built way bigger than I needed to, was what I called the pointy stick class, which really wasn't all that big. Watching somebody play a Xenon yesterday, or earlier today. I would assume there'd be a mod like that somewhere around.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, no shoot. Okay, let's go drop another one up this way. And I think we're probably done satelliting this place. We'll drop one about here, I guess. Yeah, someday it'd be kind of interesting to try a Xenon run. Argon are not having a great time in your playthrough. They lost to Wharf and haven't recovered. Oh, wait. Do medium ships not recharge in this system as well?
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
Well,
Empty space.
That's a bad time to notice that. Okay, well, let's drop another satellite. And then let's charge our travel drive. And get the heck out of here. That's actually probably a good place to drop that. Yeah. My last run, I guess I didn't like pay perfect attention or anything, but everybody was pretty strong until late in the game. The Xenon really weren't pushing anywhere except maybe up here against the split. Which I guess maybe might be how they're doing now. I don't know. I haven't really paid that much attention, I guess, to who's getting pushed.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
There is like a Xenon station in Antigone space that I noticed. And there might be a few others like that scattered around. So it does seem they are being more aggressive than last time. Which last time they were super passive. It was kind of weird.
Entering system. Family Zin.
Docking, dock. The on defense station are impossible to kill. I guess it would depend on what kind of guns you have. But their range is so short. As long as you have long range guns of some kind, you can just sit back and ping them until they fall over. One in Antigone Memorial, one in Silent Witness, one in the south end of Pyramid space. Yeah. Definitely the Xenon are being more aggressive in this game than they were. The last one, it was kind of weird. I thought they were really passive. But then I didn't really have a whole lot of experience with it because that was my first real run, so. This time, if I wasn't here, killing all the Ks that come through, these guys would probably be flattened and driven back big time. Because Xenon had stations built in here, they had stations built in here multiple times. Bunches of Ks. They definitely would have lost several of their systems by now. Which they did eventually lose most of their stuff in the last run. But it seems like it took them way longer. Whereas... where is it? Here we go. These two have been fighting. It's basically forever in the void. I actually ran into a Xenon in Terran space, I think it was. And I thought I saw some down here too. I'm not actually sure of that one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One thing that's a little annoying is my defense stations this time are way less powerful than I'm used to. Because they don't have those beautiful Argon guns. Okay, how are we doing on materials? 25k energy cells. Looking good. Metallic microlattice. 3000 Computrike substrate. And 5000 silicon carbide. Okay. Some of that's going to be sold, but stuff is being produced. And have we gotten a second load from the Okinawa yet? Probably not. It takes so long for that ship to go back and forth. Wait, why am I looking at this? I need to look here. There we go. We do have the metallic microlattice on hand. We do have the energy cells on hand. You know, the last load of energy cells. We need to haul more up here, of course. A lot more up here. Yeah, so it's just the Computrike substrate and silicon carbide loads to haul. Oh, hello, and welcome here, Raiders. Ghost Prime. Bringing in all the people. Welcome here. Right now, I'm kind of just chilling around the defensive station waiting for freighter loads to arrive and blowing stuff up. CAC have a major hive, about 3 to 5 sectors, then build smaller outposts surrounding areas. Asteroid belt usually gets an outpost early on. Yeah, I didn't think I saw any there. There was an outpost in Family Zen that I blew up earlier. It was right down here. I was hoping by blowing it up it would stop them from spawning directly into this system, but yeah, not a chance of that. So likely I'll have to take out the hive down here eventually. Oh, wait. Well, hello, Ministry of Finance. May I say I'm a huge fan? Here to raid the fridge? Stay away from my refrigerator, you. Yeah, I don't have anything interesting in the fridge. Yeah, I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Ministry of Finance. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully if they blow this up, I will stop having to deal with constant hack raids. Speaking of which, we have an emergence. You guys are not going to enjoy this little raid. Min is going to die trying to kill that hive. Probably, but it looks like they're doing work in the meantime. I'd like to take my destroyer out there and deal with the problem.
We were hit.
But that destroyer is kind of busy. Just a little bit. Okay, where'd you go? He's playing hide and seek around the asteroid. Would you please stop? Oh, he's not playing hide and seek around the asteroid. He's playing I flew into the asteroid and got stuck. Okay. No wonder I couldn't get a line on him. I guess we'll just have to shoot the... every time you take your destroyer someplace, is he not on spring on your guarded systems? Yep. Every single time. I can't wait until I can afford a second one. Which is probably going to happen, like, not for a long, long time, because I need to save every penny I can get to buy that, what are you going to call it?
Asteroid.
So I can buy the small ship production. Okay, there's loot. So if I can't start producing small ships, I'm never going to be able to make enough money to get anywhere. Okay, where is... There it comes. Okay. Loot collected. They've got 2 destroyers and a resupply ship. Why would you... Okay, we know whatever. I don't care. And they've done half damage to it. These seem to be undamaged. I'm tempted to go out there and assist, but I'm afraid that if I showed up in person, it would change to in-sector combat and they would get wrecked. I've kind of noticed that either in-sector combat works very well for a particular battle, or out-of-sector combat works very well. And if things are going good the one way, then you better not change to the other because it's not going to work. But anyway, I have high hopes for them. In the meantime...
Jumpgate. Family. Newt.
Okay. I think there's the jump gate we want.
Jumpgate. Family. Crit.
Yep. Okay. Let's go back to check on the new defensive station. I'm sure nothing interesting is happening up there. But... I need to see with my own 2 little eyes. Yeah, they're kind of... Well, we'll check on them later. Okay. There's only 1K here now, and that concerns me slightly. Because that means he probably left to go someplace I'm not going to like. I might need to take the destroyer and head out to go stop that.
Entering system. Family crit.
Obviously it didn't come here,
Container.
because I would have heard about that one. So they probably went the other way. Maybe they're just going to go the other nearby system and set or something, but guess we'll find out eventually if we get an alert. I'm certainly not going to load up in the Swan Song and head off on the off chance that they might be going. Okay. Medium ship brakes suck. I probably don't want to fly into those lasers. I suspect they would do at least a little bit of damage, considering how fast that thing evaporated. I was going to grab satellites, and I didn't do it.
P.
Okay, P go boom. P go boom. Collect all the loots. Let's just go right ahead and sit here. Seems like a nice comfy place to sit. Ministry of Finance, how are you guys doing? Doing just fine, that's how you're doing. I should check. 43% haul, okay. So, we'll wait for later and we'll see how quickly they're doing. Oh, we have taken 3% damage on this bridge. But it's going to be a long time before we have
N.
repair drones available, so just kind of have to suck it up. Repair drones are kind of expensive for Terrans, apparently. Or at least they cost a lot of energy cells.
Docking aborted.
Yeah. For all the people who are new here, in this run, I'm doing things a little strange. I'm playing as a split. I'm going to be doing all the split missions and stuff, you know, missions for the split DLC, that kind of stuff. Which I have not done before, so that should be interesting. Or at least, hopefully not boring. But I'm doing it with only Terran gear.
Thank you.
So, only Terran ships, only Terran weapons, only Terran shields, only Terran engines, all only Terran stuff, which has its drawbacks, and of course only Terran stations and only Terran production. Which means that since I'm not basing out of Terran space, if I want to get a new ship, or if I want to buy more resources I'm not producing locally, or anything like that, I have to send ships halfway across the galaxy to Terran space to get them. And since the game start I chose makes the Argon not like me very much, it's just a little safer to avoid them as well. I mean, they don't directly attack my civilian ships, but if I want to, say, buy a new destroyer or something and fly it home, it's probably a very good idea to avoid Terran space. So, yeah, not Terran, Argon space. So, yeah. Getting things shipped in was kind of a pain in the butt. Thankfully, I moved past that point now. And I do have a station that produces all the resources locally. But It's not very large just yet. It only has a little bit of production. Enough to supply my needs, but eventually it's going to have to be much larger. The early days when everything had to be shipped in from afar was really annoying, though. Definitely don't have the greatest selection of stuff. No. How's the war? So far, going pretty well. We haven't had any major losses or major issues for a while. We have one defense station up that can mostly usually handle a K on its own without any supervision. And hopefully this one will be the second one whenever it gets finished. Unfortunately, because of the limited numbers of ships I have available. There's also another wrinkle of the challenge, is that it's hard to make money. Making a little bit of money, nice and easy.
Docking aborted.
Making large amounts of money, well, the locals don't want to buy my goods. Energy cells can be sold, and the locals will buy those just fine. But anything else I produce is of zero interest to anybody but the Terrans and the PIO. Which actually, surprisingly, sometimes I was selling things from my station. Small amounts. And Terrans would send freighters all the way up here to collect it. Which is kind of crazy. But I guess they were having a big enough shortage of certain resources locally that they were willing to come halfway across the galaxy to grab some.
Docking granted. Docking
So it's not
aborted.
impossible to make money from stations. It's just kind of difficult. So that just leaves mining. Which,
P.
mining is a good source of money. It's just that it's a hard to scale source of money in my experience.
P.
So, we made a lot of our early money from crystal hunting. And then we made our mid-game money from mining. And now we're kind of sitting on trying not to spend any money if we don't have to.
N.
Okay, we got stuff coming through the gate. Please tell me none of those Ks are coming. I don't see any Ks there. Okay. So both Ks that I know about in this system are accounted for. And they're not near the gate. I'm not even going to use common production buildings?
Thanks for your
Nope.
help.
Terran only. Not that the common production buildings would really do me any good either. Because if I'm using only Terran gear, that has to be made with Terran equipment. Believe me, the temptation to use, say, split engines or some Argon plasma turrets is really, really huge. But
Docking granted.
Terran only
Docking
is the way it
aborted.
is. I decided that'd be an interesting challenge, and I'm going to stick with it. It is indeed an interesting challenge. It's not particularly hard or anything, it's just different. I wanted to get a really good feel for how the Terran economy works. The answer is it's very simple, well, it's basically trivial. The universal
Thanks for
economy
your
is
help.
way, way more complicated. I'm actually slightly disappointed with how simple the Terran economy is. But anyway, it's an interesting experiment. I should switch over to the Swan Song to collect this loot. Yeah. Let's go park the ship. I'm not actually going to dock it on board the station because that's risky. We'll go park it over here and we'll switch to the Swan Song. thankfully, we can get this sweet little destroyer from the Terran missions. So I was able to get a large ship without having to pay for it. Otherwise, we'd probably still be without a destroyer, and we would just have to be running some missile boats or something to deal with Ks. Which is what I did in the very early game. I took my starting ship and converted it to have heavy dumbfire missiles. And that was what I used to destroy my first couple Ks. It was not the easiest thing in the world because it barely carried enough missiles to do the job. Let's move in a little bit closer.
Jump gate. Rise Defiance.
Okay. Are we in range of this loot yet? No, we're not. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not moving any closer to pick that up. Let's go back to 8.4 and sit there. Okay. And teleport back toward the wheelbarrow, which is way over here. Tried playing with joystick, Hotask. Got Ryan and Raven seem pretty intrigued.
Katana.
Hello there.
I have one all picked out. I'm going to get a HOSAS set up. I've got it all picked out exactly what I want. I've got the desk mounts I want picked out. Basically got the whole thing ready to go. I just need to actually spend the money on it. And that'll probably happen in a few months, maybe. But yeah, I definitely want one. Not necessarily because I think I'll be any better with it than I am with a keyboard and mouse, just because I think it'll be more
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
fun, I guess. I mean, keyboard and mouse are plenty fun. I just think it'll be a little more kind of cool and interesting to do it with a HOSAS. More immersive, yeah. That's actually probably a much better way to say it. Like, I've played enough Space Sims with keyboard and mouse that I'm not terrible at keyboard and mouse combat. Okay, that was not helping my case there any, but I can dogfight with keyboard and mouse pretty well. Technically, what I understand, a lot of people who play really competitive dogfighting simulators or whatever tend to use a stick in the offhand and a keyboard for the actual aiming. Not keyboard, a mouse. Which does sound a lot more precise. But getting the absolute best control scheme isn't necessarily the point. But anyway, I think I'm probably going to get the Gladiator Evos. Because they're reasonably priced. But yet they're really good, apparently. For a mid-level stick. Get a pair of those. I might get one with an Omnithrottle attachment. But I'm not sure if I'd actually want to use the Omnithrottle. It's kind of thing where I'd want to have it so I could play with it a little bit and see whether I like this having two sticks or having a stick and an Omnithrottle
Docking
better.
granted.
Because if I did use the Omnithrottle, I'd probably use it as just another stick. But, like, I wouldn't lock out any axes or anything like that.
Docking aborted.
But it would be kind of interesting because if you tip the stick over on its side like that, then the twist axis would be a little bit more. Got a stick and rudder on the way, looking at head tracking too. Head tracking would be awesome, but I don't want to spend the money on that. I never play any flight sims, just space games. And I'm not terribly interested in flight sims either because they tend to be too, I don't know. The only flight sim I ever really truly enjoyed was Crimson Skies, if that tells you anything. Calling that a flight sim is kind of a crime. I need to revisit that game one of these days. $150 for D-Line clip head tracking. Yeah, that's not as bad as I thought it would be, actually. Not sure if I would really... Yeah, I'm not sure how head tracking would really work, though. For me, for looking... One thing I'd really like about a stick is being able to look around without having to play Finger Twister. But... You have a buddy who uses 2K VKB Cosmos Sim sticks and loves them for spaceflight. Yeah. I think I just get the Gladiator Evos with the space combat. Probably, well, thinking about, I'd probably get the, oh, what are they called? The Pro model or whatever they call it again. The ones with the better buttons, basically. More better buttons. That's got some interesting stuff I'd like to have on it. I don't know if I would actually use the second analog stick or anything like that. But the extra trigger would be nice. Well, he's gonna get away. And I don't really care enough to go chase him down. Head tracking is for looking around the cockpit. Yeah. I'm just not sure how well it'd work. I suppose I should probably, like, watch somebody who's using it or something who has a face cam. Because you'd almost have to set it so that it exaggerates your movements. Or otherwise you wouldn't be looking at the screen. Now what I could really see working for a game like this is VR.
Docking granted.
Not sure how...
Docking aborted.
I'm not really sure how a space game works for VR and not making me sick. That might be a problem. But being able to actually look around and have, you know, the view look around as well. One-to-one. Not having to worry about looking off the sides of your monitor. We've 5 degrees IRL and 20 degrees in game. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much I'd like that. It'd definitely be something I'd like to try someday, though. But a VR headset, assuming you could use it without barfing, would have to be king. See, I'm not sure how, like I said, I'm not sure how a space sim would be for that. If it would be usable, or if it'd be the kind of thing that Buddy plays VR all the time. But I know you have to, VR games have to take a lot of precautions in how they move you around and stuff like that. I just, like, I know how it applies to games in which you are moving a character around or something. Because there you need to do something like teleporting or have the person actually walk a little bit or something like that. Otherwise, the feeling of them moving when they're not moving is too much. But I don't know how that applies for, say, driving or flying or something like that, where people generally sit in a chair and do that, you know, in real life. Sure, you get sensations of movement, but then again, I don't know if I could ever do VR anyway. I really, really, really want to try it someday, but you put me in a car on a twisty road, and I'm gonna barf all over you. One reason why I hate visiting Pennsylvania. Got some relatives that live there, and every time I go out there, it's like, oh, I hate this so much. I feel sick. Driving through those twisty mountain roads out east. It's not fun. Friend of yours plays Arma in VR, mostly flying helicopters, sometimes infantry. Yeah, I don't know how you could do, like, some of that stuff. Helicopters, Like, that'd be a case where it might work. I don't know. But infantry, that seems like the kind of thing you'd have to have a... I don't know. I just know first-person shooters and VR don't necessarily mix all that well. Which is why, for example, that's why... oh, what is it called again? That one Valve did. Half-Life something or other. Damn it, I should have know the name of that off the top of my head. Anyway, that little Half-Life thing they did in VR. That's why that teleports you around instead of having you walk. Because they didn't want people to hurl. I really don't have any interest in flight simulators. I prefer my craft to be able to fly in every direction, not have to worry about stalling. And not Portal, it was oh, what was it called again? Damn it. It was a Half-Life game. Oh, Half-Life Alyx, there we go. I just remembered. The "we're not going to make Half-Life 3, screw you guys" game. I never did finish Half-Life 2 Episode 2. That, and I never played Half-Life 1 either. Sue me. Anyway, have we received a shipment recently? Yes, we did. Because I'm pretty sure the silicon carbide number was lower than that. Okay, so we have 4 more shipments, I think. Or maybe 3 more? I'm actually not entirely sure. Anyway, these 3 are all finished. As in, they have all their turrets, all their shields, everything. Yeah, decent progress was made. I was gonna buy a VR headset. Oh, a couple years ago now. I had it all planned out and everything, what I was gonna get. I was going to get a certain video card, and I was going to get a certain VR headset. And I had all my money
Elephant.
all ready to go for it and everything. And wouldn't you know, not only could I not get the video card I wanted, because thank you, video card shortages, but I also had some rather major changes in, say, job right around that time. And so I ended up spending all that money on other stuff instead.
Docking
Yeah,
granted.
I was going to blow
Docking aborted.
every last penny I had on really fancy video card and a nice VR headset. Gonna get an Index. Instead, I got a 3070 and a bunch of other stuff that I needed when you suddenly move out of your parents' house.
S.
Because you get a job in another state.
Docking aborted.
But anyway, apparently video cards are quite cheap nowadays, assuming you're willing to buy used.
M.
I shouldn't laugh at other people's financial misfortune, but in this case, screw those guys. And that goes double for all the NFT types. But anyway, that's beside the point, really.
M.
Not sure if I would be willing to buy a mining card. Thing with mining cards, they've been run hot for a long time. But on the other hand, it's been a fairly consistent load. And it actually isn't that heavy of a load on the card itself. It's more of a memory load. And additionally,
Thanks for your help.
while they may have run a bit hot, they, well, they may not have run hot as well. And there's also a reasonable chance that they were downclocked while they did it. So it doesn't wear the card as much as you might expect. So there's a reasonable chance that a used mining card is actually going to be good for many years of gaming. But there's a chance that it won't be too, so it's kind of a... It's cheap but risky.
M.
I'm not sure if I'd be willing to risk it. Depends on how good of a deal I got, I guess. Stop shooting the build storage, you bastards! Ah!
Container.
No!
N.
Get away from my build storage so my gun stops shooting it. Okay, freighter. Do we have a freighter nearby? 4,000 energy cells. We can't afford to lose those. Silicon carbide, metallic microlattice. Okay. Do I have a freighter near here that's not doing anything useful? We have... I know there's one around here somewhere. Let's see. Is it assigned to... Okay, we have a Baldric that's not doing anything useful. Congratulations, Baldric. You are now the loot collector. Get up here. Don't give him the money. Lack of warranty is a bit of a concern, too. Yeah. Yeah. I saw an article. I didn't actually read it. I just read the headline. Because I wasn't actually that interested in the subject matter. But I think it was related to an earlier article telling people not to buy mining cards. Because it was basically a response to angry stuff from miners. Saying, wah wah, you don't like it that I made it harder to sell your cards? Screw you. Was the general tone of the headline. Yeah, it's okay, the Okinawa is almost here. However, it's full and it's gonna take forever to unload, so. Get away from the build storage, damn you.
M.
It's not like any of this stuff is valuable, it's just I don't want to have to haul it out here is the problem. Or I should say, haul more of it out here. Yeah. Anyway. Cryptocurrencies are an interesting idea in some ways. And they definitely use some cool tech to do what they're doing. But they're not a real currency.
Thank you.
And they really kind of can't be. They're, well, especially not now. They've far too much, they've turned into instrument of speculation. Which, yeah. It's never going to be stable enough to use as a currency with the current investors trying to make the quick money off the whole deal. Blockchains are pretty cool, though. I don't necessarily like how they use them, but... And I don't like how people are using blockchain as a marketing buzzword nowadays.
Container.
Like, let's just stick blockchain in front of everything we say, and immediately makes people give us money. 2060 is going for 400, 3060 is going for 650, 3090 is around 2500. That's an AUD. Yeah. That's... Sounds extremely expensive, but it's Australian dollars as well, so I'm not used to prices in that. And I know things are often much more expensive there because of the smaller market.
Docking aborted.
Being stuck out in the middle of the ocean. Okay, well hopefully that Baldric gets here quickly. Can't really use the Okinawa to pick that stuff up because it has too many other orders. Okay, here's the Baldric. Baldric, I want you to actually collect the energy cells first. Okay, is that all the energy cells for here? Apparently. 1 USD is 1.5 AUD. Okay. Well, it sounds like 3090s have come down quite a bit then. Oh. Back in 2020, I made a lot of money that year relative to what I had made most other years. And so it was like, well, I am going to buy myself a good gaming computer for the first time in my life. Instead of having one of the $650 specials, basically, where I assemble it from last gen parts and have something that mostly works if I turn the settings down, you know? Well, I was going to have the best gaming system I could possibly afford, because it basically treat myself to something I hadn't never had. So I got the best, well, not the best, but top end on everything. Got a 3950X, I got 32 gigs of fairly fast RAM, really nice motherboard, really nice case, because I figured I could spend more than everything else. I could spend more for on a case than what I normally would, just because cases are non-perishable. They don't wear out very quickly. But anyway, I got, you know, all high-end parts across the board. But I didn't get a graphics card because the 30 series was coming out really soon. All new monitors, you know, everything. The 30 series is coming out soon, so I'll get a 3090. That'll fit in with the rest of my parts. Sure, it's really extra and all that, but damn it, I'm going to have the best available. Well, the 3090 launch day came. I did not get a 3090. Because I'm sure everybody knows how that went. And then it was like, well, okay. We'll see if I can get a 3080 when that launches. I did not get a 3080. I did not get a 3070. I did not get anything. I was stuck with my poor little 750 Ti. Which actually, no, I think at that point I had a 770 that I got from a friend. So I did have a better card than what I had started out with on that system, but it was still pretty craptastic. there I was with a top-end gaming computer and a 770. A GeForce RTX 2060 Ventus, 850 last year when you got it, 420 now. Yeah, that's quite the drop. Next card you'll buy is probably a 3070 of some kind, still using a 1080 GTX. Yeah, 3070 is a pretty decent card. That's what I ended up getting, like, almost a year later. After I had moved and all that, I managed to... I kept trying every chance I get to get a card, of course, and it just wasn't happening. But then, lo and behold, one day, I refreshed the, we're gonna call it, the Micro Center website, as was my morning ritual at that time. I'd refresh the Micro Center site to see if they had anything available that might be interesting to me. Which they did have 3090s in stock surprisingly often, but they were all only the top end overclocked version of whatever card. And that wasn't going to fly because I didn't have the money to buy that. I mean, they were. Okay, what are you doing? No, get back here and collect that drop. Anyway, there was no way I'd be able to afford a 3090 FTW3 at the somewhat inflated MSRP. But anyway. Okay, I'm going to teleport to this thing, and we're going to use the loot suck to get the resource we need. Here, you can't fly for shit.
Can I help?
Get out of my seat.
Ma'am?
Anyway, so I refreshed the Micro Center website, and they had like 60-some 3070s in stock. So I hauled ass out of bed, got in my car, and drove in an hour and a half to Micro Center.
Autopilot disengaged.
Yeah. Hauled ass to Micro Center and went and got my card. I had to get, all they had left were like FTW3s when I got there. But the FTW3 3070 was a much more reasonable proposition than an FTW3 3090. So I still paid way more than I probably should have, but it was definitely a card I could afford at the time.
Hello there.
When 30 series launched, signed up all the retailers lotto to buy one. Still using 5700 XT, and your son is on a hand-me-down 1060 6 gig. Yeah. Well, as I said, I was on a 770, so I kind of needed an upgrade. So I'm glad I managed to find one. I would really hate to still be trying to find something at this day and age. Well, I guess now they'd be cheaper, but the annoying thing is I signed up for the oh, was it MSI? I think it was, who was doing the deal where you sign up and they'll put you on a list.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
I think it was MSI. Anyway, I was on the list for a 3090 at MSRP, and I wasn't contacted until like a year later. It's like, oh, you can buy your card now, and it's like, well, it was more than a year later. It would have had to have been, because I already had a 3070 at that point. When did I get the 30? It would have had, okay, I might have been a half a year I waited until I got the 3070. Because it was, yeah, it came up eventually, but by that point I had long had a 3070 and no longer had the money to buy a 3090, so. If it had come up with like some months later, I would have been able to make it happen, but That's probably a good thing. Instead of wasting all my money on a graphics card that I wouldn't use the full capacity of, I spent it all on guns instead.
M.
Please don't shoot the build storage. Please don't shoot the build storage! No, knock it off, you bastards! Okay, I don't think he shot the build storage. Wait. Damn it. Okay, where's that Baldric? Baldric, buddy, get your ass back here. You are going to be collecting loot. I'm tempted just to order him not to do any. Here. Remove all orders and assignments. There. Your duty from now on is to collect drops. Actually, I'm going to teleport over to him because he is bad at this.
Baldric.
It was nice moving from your laptop.
Hello there.
Range times got cut by a third. I can imagine. For me, for some reason, on some games anyway, apparently the 3070 doesn't quite like the settings. So I'm using a 3070 on a 1440p screen. And of course, you might as well crank your settings to the max that they can sustain. Well, that doesn't go so great for streaming. And there was my very early Scum streams were really choppy. Because I guess Scum used just enough of the graphics card that it didn't play well with using NVENC at the same time. But I switched to software rendering, and that's what I've been using ever since for stream.
Jumpgate. Rise Defiance.
I don't actually do any like VODs or anything like that, so. Oh, looky here, we got a bot. Go away, bot. Anyway. So, the 3950X is paying for itself, I guess. I do also use it for my day job, so that helps justify it to myself a little bit. I'm a computer programmer, and sometimes if I have to compile a large package or something, it's really nice to have 32 threads to throw at the problem. Found that using both the HDMI and DisplayPort made the screen go black every now and again. Yeah, thankfully I don't have any weird issues like that. All my system's pretty rock solid. Okay, we have quite a large number of metallic, microlattice, and Computronic substrates laying around. Okay, we're full, that's why.
Hello there.
Okay, you. Trade with the build storage. Unload everything. Wait, I thought I reordered you to unload all this stuff.
Navigation.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock already.
Prepare to dock.
Confirmed. Requesting permission to dock.
Your RGB fans don't light up for whatever reason. Spent a while on it, but gave up. I actually very explicitly avoided all RGB when I bought my computer. I have a really fancy case, glass sides, all that, you know. I got a O11D, Lian Li O11D XL. But then my fans are all Noctua brown. The only RGB component in the whole system is the graphics card.
Baldric.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize there were... Okay, I guess it is a medium ship, so that would make sense. Didn't want a disco? Yeah, neither do I. That's fine. Get out of my seat. Okay, let's engage the loot suck. Yeah, I don't really understand why anybody would ever use Rainbow Barf as a setting on their computer. I do have a, there's a single strip down the front of the, case that can be set to different colors. I just have it to be a plain blue and call it a day. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of RGB. Okay, trade with the build storage. Unload all the things. One of these days I'll figure out what I need to do to make the RGB work on the graphics card and turn it off. Probably some software I need to install or something, but I'd prefer if I didn't have to do that. Yeah, because I just have like my fan curves and that kind of stuff are set in the BIOS. I don't have anything installed for that. Don't need any crapware on my system. I have enough of that for my keyboard and mouse. And the reason I have those installed is so that I can adjust their settings a little bit better.
Sorry, I'm busy right now.
Well, hurry up so I can...
Sorry, I'm busy right now.
Okay, as soon as he says that's okay, waiting for drones.
The ship will be undocking soon.
Yeah, you're right. You just won't be undocking under your command. Okay, engage loot suck. Mouse changes color depending on the DPI, which you rarely use anyway. Keyboard have it on slow solid change every 5 minutes, slowly shifts. My keyboard's been set to the same static pattern for years now. Which I did configure it all myself, but... I mean, different keys are lit up different colors, but they've been those colors for eons. I did occasionally make use of the ability to have them change their colors based on what profile was there. Because back when I used to play Warframe, for example, I did some stuff where I would have, what do you call it? I would run multiple profiles to handle things like, I used melee weapons a lot, and if you've ever played Warframe and used melee weapons,
hello.
It's effectively just spam E simulator. And so after a while, your hands get tired.
Acknowledged.
And then it's kind of like, wait, why don't I just set this thing up to auto-fire? So I had like a separate profile you hit. Oh, what button did you hit to switch modes? I think it might have been the Windows key. And it would switch between two different Warframe profiles, one of which would have it so you held down the E key and it would auto-fire. And the only difference in the two profiles visually was that the E key would change color. It was kind of cool. And RGB on a keyboard, there's some stuff you can do with it. Change key colors to show statuses, that kind of stuff. You know, it's useful. But, and like, okay, changing mouse color based on DPI. That's another pretty decent use for RGB. But just having your fans light up, I don't know. Some people seem to like it. And that's up to them, I guess. It's not my problem. But anyway.
Hello.
But I'm the kind of guy who would really like to build a computer completely in Noctua
The
Brown.
ship will be undocking soon.
I saw a somebody did a Noctua themed build a while ago. Posted on Reddit. I saw that. It was really cool, and I wanted one ever since. I'm kind of a Noctua fan in some ways, if you'll pardon the pun. Black case, no lights, completely silent and cranking, no RGB needed. Oh. I'm sitting next to a black case that's mostly silent until it really gets going, and then the fans tend to speed up a little bit and you can hear them very low, kind of a low hum. That is one thing that
Hello.
I really like about this system. I had never had a system that was silent before. Everything I had was all stock CPU coolers and whatever cheap case fans. I have an Noctua NS15 in all black, including fans. Yeah, see, I like my Noctua fans in Noctua Brown. Matter of fact, I don't just use Noctua fans for cooling the computer. This is my desk fan. It's an NF820. They're giant 200mm ones. Pretty cool. Streamer, you can have fun with it if you get serious about it, like in Star Trek, having yellow and red alerts. True. Definitely true.
The ship will be undocking soon.
Okay, I think we're going to leave the Baldric here because next time the build storage gets shot, I would really like to have something there to clean stuff up. Yeah, I got a, like I said, I got a O11D. So basically it's a giant black case with smoked glass on the front and side. All the fans are on this side of the case and on the back. So the whole front, the whole side, except for a front post in the corner, is all see-through. Since there's no RGB inside, the only thing that's lit up inside is the power button on the motherboard, because it's got a little power button on it, and the postcode display, and the GPU, but I can't see that because it's behind my monitor. Yeah, it's got an ugly rainbow vomit thing going on right now. Looks kind of cool. Not the rainbow vomit, the rest of the stuff. Okay, so how is this place going as far as supplies go? It has everything except silicon carbide available. So I think the next load from the Okinawa is silicon carbide, because there's no way it got to 600 Computronic substrates in stock without having a dedicated load. But anyway. Yeah. If I was going to do RGB lights for streaming, I would want to have external ones. That or have the case somewhere where people can see it. Problem with that is that I don't really have a dedicated room for it. I'd like to set up like a green screen and all that stuff, but there's no way that's happening anytime soon. Unfortunately.
Katana.
Hello there.
If I had a dedicated room I could set up as a studio,
M.
I would definitely do it. Oh, please stop shooting the frickin' build storage. Please. Okay, did they scatter loot all over the ground? It looks like no. Okay,
And-
good. Well, let's double check. Yeah. Probably one of your favorite things is a wide curve monitor. Makes streaming a little weird and occasionally did it though. Yeah, I don't think I could ever go for that. I mean, I'd love to have one, but I couldn't do it because it would... The way things are nowadays, when I'm playing a game, I'm streaming it, so... 16:9 is really the only option. I do play everything in 1440p and downscale to 1080 to send it out. I mean, if I was an actual Twitch partner and could guarantee that I would have transcoding, then I would just stream 1440p, but... Streaming 1080 seems to be the reasonablest thing I can do for the occasional times when I don't have transcoding. But yeah. If it wasn't for streaming, I'd probably be looking at an ultra wide or something at some point in the future. But at this point, playing in 4K or ultra wide just kind of, it's not going to happen. 1440p is pretty much a concession. Well, I went 1440p because I thought it was the best idea at the time for the size of my desk and all that, but all that stuff has changed since then. So I could go 4K now. It's just that I don't think it would be a good idea for streaming because then it would make text way too small when downscaled to 1080. And way, 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 way too small when anybody's looking and watching on a phone or something. Not sure you'd be able to read text anyway, but yeah. I don't know, maybe I can make 4K work someday. But ever since I started streaming, it's definitely changed hardware priorities a little bit for the future. But I like streaming well enough that I'm willing to make those sacrifices, so it's just fine, I guess. Not that I was going to get a 4K monitor anytime soon anyway. Or an ultra-wide for that matter. I did splurge and buy fancy stuff, but I wasn't willing to splurge quite that much. I wanted high refresh rate more than I wanted high resolution. But on that note, let's have a look at what's going on with Every Station. We apparently just got a shipment of silicon carbide, so that's good. The next load is going to be a mixed silicon carbide and Computronic substrate. And then we just need to give orders to haul in another load of energy cells and then break time Computronic substrate until we're done. Please tell me you're not shooting the building storage. Anyway. Yeah, there's the Okinawa leaving right now. Got an ultra-wide for free. Bargain if you've ever seen it. Yeah, it would be a bit of a bargain. I could probably get a 4K monitor, like a reasonable one, but not like high refresh rate or anything. If I actually wanted one. Just bug my boss for it, but... I want high refresh rate. I spent so many years with 60 Hertz is the best I could possibly do. You have a 4K monitor, didn't realize how good 1440p is. Yeah, 1440p, I think it's probably the best. The best for gaming. Because it's a reasonable compromise between really high resolution and being able to afford high refresh rate. And being able to afford a graphics card to drive it at a high refresh rate. if all I was doing was work, 4K, no question. Wouldn't even pause. But for video gaming, I like my 165 hertz variable refresh rate. Thank you very much. Obviously, none of that translates through to stream, but oh well. Have you gotten to the scrapping aspect of this yet? Yes, I did. I built a quite large scrapping station as part of the first run. I'm tempted to show it off, but I don't want to sit through a 2-minute long loading screen. Yeah, I built in Activa's Choice. Here, let's pause the game so we don't have to deal with those. Ah, damn it, we can't pause the game and look at the map at the same time. Anyway, in Activa's Choice, where's that? Right here. I had a giant station right out here that had, oh, I don't know how many solar panels on it. It was hundreds of solar panels. Over 100. Not like 500 or 600, but it was well over 100 solar panels. It had 6, or was it 8? Scrap processors. The ones that take the raw scrap and turn them into extra resources. And then I had 3 of the other ones that took the ships and tore them apart into scrap. It was definitely a bit of a project. It took a lot of time to build, but I did not realize just how energy hungry scrapping was when I started building it. It was like, oh, we'll build a little test station to do some basic scrapping and see what it's like, and then we'll go build a real station elsewhere. Well, by the time I got enough energy cells built onto the thing to make the little test station work, it was like, screw it, this is gonna be the real station. It was pretty big. So yeah, the first game was basically scrap powered. Used closed loop as much as possible. The end goal for that run was to build an Asgard, clear the Xeon out of a bunch of systems, and then clear the get rid of the Vigor Syndicate. Not like get rid of them completely, but get them off my back as far as, because I did the Avarice quest line. And then this run is my second run. It's going to be all the split missions and using Terran stuff. After that, I haven't decided what I'm going to do for a run. But that will have to happen a different day because it is 11:10 and I need to go to bed. So let's save our game. And let's see. Who is streaming? Avi is playing Fallout 4. According to his stream title, he is hunting for duct tape. And Af is playing Deathloop. Let's raid Af, just because he doesn't have very many viewers right now. Let's go ahead and raid Af writing. Now there's a solid chance that I might be playing Raft with Af tomorrow. But if that doesn't happen, then I'll be back with more X4 at the normal time. Hopefully before I started today, because this is a short stream today. Anyway, normally I end like 10:30 or so, but I went a little later today. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Captain Pie. It is greatly appreciated. But yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for whatever I end up playing, I hope. And go have fun with Af and have an amazing night. I'll see you all later.